Mm, 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 mm. Nigga graphics. To the Heat. What make you say the Heat? Nah, I don't know what's going on. That's what I'm trying to ask. Heat, Warriors, or Knicks? Hmm. Yeah, those are among the ones that I'm hearing. But I think some very key things were said to basically decide where Giannis is going to land and where he's going to end up. A lot of important factors are going to play a part when it comes to that. What's good, Take Jay? Hoodie one, what's good? SG, what's good? Um, so basically, you see, I got three little topics. I ain't gonna be on here too long, maybe an hour, 2 hours at most, unless some shit really spiral. But more than likely, just an hour to two is what I'm looking at. But anyways, a few things was said up in the NBA world that I kind of wanted to go ahead and touch on. Starting off, you got this clown Draymond Green, and it's sad that I'm saying this because I kind of like Draymond because being a Steph Curry fan, of course, Draymond being on the Warriors. What up, Talia? With Draymond being on the Warriors, it kind of makes you make sure y'all hitting the like button and y'all come in too. But being on the Warriors, it kind of makes me sort of like him some, But this nigga be doing the most. Like he always just saying some kind of bullshit, and I'm just gonna call it what it is. He always saying some kind of bullshit that leans towards, um, basically lean towards whatever is favorable for LeBron. That's pretty much what it is. If he can slight LeBron and then slight Jordan in any kind of way, he's gonna do it because that's favorable to LeBron. LeBron's whole campaign is to try to tear down Jordan, tear down Kobe to try to uplift himself. That's pretty much what's going on here. Because Draymond don't have no reason to say this bullshit outside of that. And keep in mind, Draymond is a clutch client. He signed under the same agency as LeBron, and we know when you signed under that legacy, you got to do whatever the hell him and Rich Paul is telling you to do. I think Bam and Giannis sharing the same agent and the Heat having all the young pieces is the writing on the wall. You could be right about that, Kenny. We're gonna get into that on the next topic. But what Ghost and what's good, man? So I don't know if y'all heard about it. And also, if I got anybody that's from Chicago that's in the chat, please let me know because I would love to hear you guys' opinion. And for those of y'all that may not be in the chat currently, and then you later on so happen to see this, so happen to see this live, because when I put it back out there later, please let me know in the chat. is this nigga Draymond a clown? Because I looked at the comment. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just pull it up in case some of y'all are unaware with what the fuck he said. I'm gonna let you hear what this clown said. He really is a clown for this. I know for certain he don't believe this. But like I said, all they do is push fucking narratives.
Derrick Rose came and saved the franchise. I still remember D Rose coming. Man, shout out to D Rose having his number one retired.
See, he started it off as if he just trying to give Derrick Rose a shout out, right? And then he started sneaking dissing, trying to diss Jordan, knowing good damn well this shit's not the truth. But I'm gonna just let y'all hear this egregious bullshit that this fool ended up saying.
Man, shout out to D Rose having his number one retired in Chicago by the Bulls. What D Rose means to the city of Chicago, not meant, means to the city of Chicago. There's not one bigger person in the city of Chicago.
See, at first you was okay when you said what he means to Chicago. I believe Derrick Rose does mean a lot to Chicago. I'm not a Chicago native, so I can't necessarily speak on it, but I do know a lot of people from Chicago. And I just think I just have common sense to know what this clown getting ready to say is absolutely not the truth.
Derrick Rose, make no mistake about it. You heard what I said. There is not one bigger person that means more to the city of Chicago than Derrick Rose. With all due respect to MJ, I love MJ. We all wanted to be like Mike. It doesn't mean more to the city of Chicago than Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose stops everything. Derrick Rose stops crime. Derrick Rose can walk around Chicago, no problem. But man, youngest MVP in league history, right in the Chicago Bulls jersey. When the Chicago Bulls were struggling for years after Mike.
I mean, I really don't have to go too much further than that. But you heard what he said. Basically, he's claiming that there's no bigger player there's out of Chicago that means more to Chicago than Derrick Rose. Now we get it, Derrick Rose is a Chicago native, so that gives him a lot of juice. But come on, bro. Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. He gave the city of Chicago 6 championships, 2 three-peats, 10 scoring titles. This nigga has a statue outside of the what's the name of their stadium again? The United Center. Come on, bro. You just lying at this point. And then I just so happen to look at the comment section. This is on Draymond's channel. Matter of fact. See your boy, I had to call him out, say, stop lying, nigga. The comment section. This guy says anything sometimes. When you think about Chicago Bulls, you think about Michael Jordan. That's the first thing that comes to mind, not Derrick Rose. I'm sorry. Facts. Look at it. Somebody said, I see you, Clutch Gray. That's what it's about, bro. That's all this is. He signed to Unclutch Sports, and he has to lie because that's what they agency comes with. You have to cap for LeBron and create narratives to try to uplift this nigga for his clown-ass ego. Somebody said dumbest take of his this year. As a Chicagoan, that is simply not true. Stay off the weed, Dre. I get where he's coming from, but he's still wrong. I get he was just giving D Rose. He was not just giving D Rose his flowers. He was trying to slight Jordan. That was his whole objective. Congrats to him, but that MJ take was crazy, and I was born and raised in. So pretty much, I think it's safe to say that I am correct. Even Chicago natives do not agree with this. So you're lying, nigga. And I'm sure you knew you were lying. You just said that shit because Unclutch Sports was like, look, Derrick Rose is getting ready to retire his jersey. Michael Jordan came out, gave him a major shout out, gave him some props for what he did mean to the city of Chicago. And they were like, we got to find a way to get some of this attention and find a way to uplift LeBron in this situation by downing Michael Jordan. So what do? And keep in mind, LeBron never says most of this stuff himself. He always got to get somebody else to say it. So that way he can keep his hands clean. That's why you got the Draymonds come out and say it. The Nick Rones come out and say it. Shannon Sharp come out and say it. Rich Paul come out and say it. They always do this shit. This is nothing new. He said there's Skip Bayless to LeBron James and there's Draymond Green to Michael Jordan. I guess it's sort of a fair comparison. But yeah, but this is crazy. This is absolute insanity. Shout out to Power is Fire, man. But he's definitely a clown for this, bro. You can't justify that. Yeah, I don't agree with that of what he's saying. They just connect to D Rose more because he's from the city. Michael Jordan is more loved. Exactly. Everybody knows this. The GOAT, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Yep. Rose would have to win some championships with the Bulls for that at least like 3 to 4 minimum and another 2 MVPs. Facts. Like, there's no way you can just leap him just because you're from Chicago, bro. I mean, I get it. Me being a Memphian, I'm from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? If a player was to come there and give it, like, let's just say, hypothetically, if Ja Morant was able to deliver us 3 championships, right? Let's say something was to happen that he just magically went on a tear and gave us 3 championships. He's gonna mean more to the city than Penny Hardaway in the world of basketball. It's just as true. And we love Penny Hardaway in Memphis. If that nigga gave us 3 championships and we don't even have 1, keep in mind Michael Jordan gave them they only 6 that they have. Nobody else has delivered a championship to the city of Chicago. As much as we love Penny, I know it'd probably be hard for Memphians. If other people from Memphis was to come here, maybe some of them would disagree with what I'm saying, but they would be speaking that because this is hypothetical. They know it hasn't happened. But let somebody give us a 3P. Ja Morant give us a 3P. I think it'll be fair to say that people will be like, yeah, bro, Ja Morant, that dude in Memphis. What's good, young menace? You said John when it comes to the Heat too. Hey, I get it. They got a lot to offer up in there. I feel it. And then they basically done destroyed Memphis, so I wouldn't blame my nigga. I was trying to get him up in a film of mine. If he don't get traded by the deadline, I'm gonna try to hurry up and get this nigga up in a movie before he get traded maybe in the summer. But yeah, I just had to go ahead and call this out. Like, Draymond, you're an absolute clown for this shit, bro. And you know it. Like, that was honestly, bro, I don't know how Steph Curry withstand this shit. I mean, I guess he look at it as like, bro, it's just business. But in my opinion, Steph Curry is better than a lot of other people. Steph Curry is better than LeBron. But yet, you, the teammate of Steph Curry, and you praise LeBron way more than I see you praise Steph Curry. Like, do he give Steph Curry props? Absolutely, he does. He says he has him in his top 5. Kudos to Draymond for that. But like, bro, you know that they're the 2 greatest of this era. You constantly uplifting this nigga. Why? Like, this, and that's another thing. You've never seen nothing like this before. You never seen an active player constantly praising another active player while his teammate is arguably the greatest of this era. To me, he is. But you're constantly uplifting another person. Like, it's crazy. And I just don't know how the hell they constantly putting up with it. But maybe Unclutched Sports got their claws sunk up into the lead so strong that they have to allow it. That could be it. You say it's a guarantee Jai's out of Grizzlies. I mean, he could be. I'm not here to argue whether he is or not, but I mean, it do look like he done lost his love for the game in Memphis. And in my opinion, I think them getting rid of his coach then also getting rid of his core, which was Dylan and you know Dylan and Desmond Bain. I mean, Jaren Jackson is still there, but still, like, you don't got rid of the core. Like, I think he just don't lost his love for Memphis like he once had. Yeah, I hear you, but Jordan not born and raised in Chicago. But if we talking iconic Chicago figures, it's not close. But D Rose was born and raised there and played for his hometown on an MVP. It doesn't matter, bro. It does not matter. He can be born and raised. We all know that. We all know that. It does not matter. Like I said, Derrick Rose are gonna always have a special love for him. And maybe a certain part of Chicago will love him more than they love Mike. But the thing is, bro, if you really measure it out, especially in the sports world, bro, the first thing you think of, and like I said, I just read to y'all. Y'all see the comments here. These are people from Chicago saying that he's wrong. Michael Jordan comes first. And I just skimmed through a few of them. That was like 5, 6 comments. I didn't even see. Matter of fact, just among the people that I could scroll a little bit more, just the people that's on this comment section. Nobody agreed with Draymond. Every last one of them said you're wrong. And these are people from Chicago. Let's keep going. Depends on how old you are in Chicago, is what this guy said. Another guy said, you talking crazy now. Another one said, at this point, this better be AI or this dude just talking whatever now. Exactly. Another guy, I am from Chicago and you're super wrong, broski. Another guy, that's enough, donkey. Nobody's agreeing with him, bro. Nobody. I done went through like 15 comments. Not one single one has agreed with him. Let's keep going. That's very true. He's untouchable in the shot. Okay, finally, one of them agreed. And I think he's agreeing with a different part. I believe that Derrick Rose is untouchable in Chicago. I agree with that part. But what this guy didn't confirm is that they love him more than they look, that he means more than Mike. I don't know about that. And Derrick Rose was a tough dude, bro. Like, that man was nice. No cap about that. But this shit is just crazy that Draymond trying to pitch at this point. What's up, DeMarcus? Could you see LeBron James going back and play for Cleveland next season? I actually do. I think that's his destination, honestly, because clearly the Lakers don't want him. So, and I think no other team, especially a team that's actually competitive, that could possibly be competitive, wants him. So, if you ask me, his only destination is probably Cleveland. I think Cleveland maybe only want him because of him being from that area. Because you ask me, he's gonna just absolutely destroy that team. I mean, I don't think they're going anywhere as of now, anyways. But they're absolutely gonna go down instead of going up once they add him. Draymond just want to say Derrick Rose is better than Michael Jordan because of. Yep, I already covered that, DeMarcus. That's exactly what it is. He's trying to downplay Michael Jordan so that he can lift LeBron up more in this manufactured GOAT debate. That's literally what it is. Has nothing more, nothing less. That's all it's about. They don't give it. He knows good damn well he's speaking nonsense. You said who is better, Derrick Rose or Russell Westbrook? That's a really good question, bro. Because I think both of them are very comparable. Their play style is pretty similar, but it's kind of hard to judge it because Russell Westbrook got to reach his prime and Derrick Rose didn't. So I can answer it like this. In my opinion, if we're measuring it about by how far each player made it, then you got to go Westbrook. But if we go by how far I think they could have made with Derrick Rose potential, I'm gonna go Derrick Rose. Because Derrick Rose, this is the difference that separates them. As much as I love Russell Westbrook and how hard he plays, Russell Westbrook has tendencies where he plays out of control and sometimes can be, kind of, I don't want to say toxic. I almost said toxic, but it can be a little disjointed towards his team. Like his play style, always playing fast, turning the ball over sometimes taking questionable shots. Derrick Rose played with way more control, and his style was just. I think he was a more complete basketball player than Russell Westbrook was. Now, who's gonna stuff the stat sheet more? Better, obviously, Russell Westbrook. But like I said, Rose never got to peak, so it's kind of hard to judge it. I got to give the slight edge to Russell Westbrook because of the trip. Yeah, and like I said, he got to reach his peak. And me, I'll say Derrick Rose would have been a full, complete player of this day if he didn't get hurt and if he got some doctors that Paul George got. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because like I think a lot of it's been so long since we really got to watch prime Derrick Rose. I think a lot of people has forgotten how good dude really was. Dude was tough. Like the last year we really got to see prime like Derrick Rose when he actually was him. Like Derrick Rose was 2011. That shit's been 15 years, almost about 15 years ago, bro. And I really wish Carmelo would have joined the Bulls and played with Rose. Man, I don't know, bro. Melo is one of those players that was nice. Obviously, he was a bucket, but he's another one of those players that I think is hard to win with because of his play style. More complete as far as what Westbrook more athletic and can do more overall. And no, see, look, what I'm saying is Westbrook didn't. So Derrick Rose played with way more control, and I think his scoring style was more effortless than it was for Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook, his scoring mostly consisted of going down the lane full speed, full steam ahead, dunking, laying the ball up, which Rose and stuff was like that, but Rose was like more of a shifty. Um, it's like his switching gears that he could do was so like, bro, so elite that that's really what separated him. And then he was crazy athletic. Like this nigga, he'll start off like the way he could do that was just crazy, and then just take off. And like I said, he could play with more control. Westbrook, his stuff is really one speed. He didn't have control, and still doesn't. Even in today's time, he doesn't have that. And then this is the thing: if you look at the college days of Derrick Rose was never really a primal scorer like that. He really was a distributor. Like when he played for Memphis State, he wasn't. I don't even think he was the number one scorer on the team. He was a distributor that could score. It wasn't until he got to the NBA. Like I remember hearing him talking about this. It wasn't until he got to the NBA that they wanted him to focus more on scoring. Could you see Rose playing in the triangle offense? Oh shit. I think he possibly could, but one thing's for sure is that I'll say Russell Westbrook would have a hard time playing in it probably. So when we say more control, bro, I know you don't say many times, and I don't want to tear down Russell Westbrook because I am a fan of him, so I don't want it to look like that. But when you watch Russell Westbrook play ball, he'll get the ball, especially if he get it off a rebound and go coast to coast. He'll take off with the ball running full speed ahead. And some of the times it could be a 3-on-1, meaning it's three players on the opposing team back already. This nigga come running, his teammates all the way back there, and he'll try to rush his way to the hole. Let's say they trap him. And in midair, he'll notice he's trapped and try to throw it back to somebody. And it's a turnover because they not there in time, or let's say one of those other players jump in front of the pass and steal it. That's what I mean by he be playing out of control sometimes. Hmm. AKA sloppy. He exactly. He has a sloppy style of play. Right. And that's what I mean. Derrick Rose didn't do that. Derrick Rose knew when it was time to, shift gears and go take off, and he knew when it was time to calm down. Let's wait on everybody to get set. Let's run a play. Well, we already covered that. I think overall, I'll go with Westbrook over him too. But I'm just saying that I believe if D Rose was able to get to his prime, let's say he was able to make it to his eighth year injury free, we might be having a totally different conversation right about now. Because keep in mind, he gave LeBron and them hell in 2011. He was they challenged. He was the only superstar player that was over there. That's another thing that I should say about LeBron when it comes to him and his overrated run to make it to the finals each great times. The only competition he had as far as superstar players was Derrick Rose. And he only had that for 1 year because Derrick Rose got injured that year. Derrick Rose is quick too, but it's more like think first before you pull the trigger type. Like he ain't gonna run up the court and knock the ball down and dunk like Westbrook or that. But like I said, Rose is pretty damn explosive himself. But anyways, though, I'm gonna go ahead and make it down to this Giannis trade. Let's go ahead and talk about the Giannis trade. So earlier today, it was released by Shams and a couple of other reporting agencies that Giannis Antetokounmpo is officially on the trade block and that he has requested to go ahead and move on from the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, a lot of people kind of anticipated this because of so far the Milwaukee Bucks is struggling tremendously, and then on top of that, they're 12th seed right now. Like they're not even in the play-in. And let's just say Giannis was to come back. Giannis is currently injured, but let's say he does come back. They make a run, and they fight their way all the way into play-in, and let's say they win the play-in games and gets into the playoffs, do we really think they're going to win, go past the first round? I think it's fair to say they're not. So at this point of his career, I think it might be time. But at the same time, you got those type of players that just loyal to the soil. And we at first people was classifying Giannis to be in that same bubble as because staying loyal to one team is absolutely a dying breed. The only one left now I want to say that's played at least 10 straight years, 10 plus years with the same team that drafted them that I could think of is Steph Curry. Like somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't checked this. This is just me thinking at the top of my head. But players that superstar caliber players, and honestly probably players in general, because most likely if you're not a superstar caliber player, you've been traded before. So those type of guys that stayed on the exact same team that they started with, win or lose, that's where they stayed. I think Steph Curry might be the last remaining player. I knew this Giannis would question the trade comment when he booed the fans that one game. I didn't see that, but hey. So, but yeah, he requested the trade, and I don't know how true this part is. I didn't even look in on it. I just hope that it wasn't true. But I've seen a few rumors that said Rich Paul is trying to sink his crutches into Giannis and get him over to pair up with LeBron and Luca. I think that's honestly, I think that's crazy. And even if they was able to pull, let's say they was able to pull that out, because I do think the Lakers does have the capital. I do think they have the trade asset to actually get this done. That's if they offered Austin Reeves on the trading block, which I think would be absolutely insane for them to do. But let's say they did do that. They put Austin Reeves up, and then you add up a couple of other young pieces, plus some draft picks, and then they successfully trade for Giannis to pair him up with Luca and LeBron. On paper, that is a crazy team to deal with. But in real life, they're gonna be ass. And I love it. Honestly, bro, I would be perfectly fine if they were able to do this. Because I would laugh so hard at the damn Laker fans. More so, not even the Laker fans, because I have nothing against Laker fans. It's the damn LeBron fans that I'll be ready to laugh at once they lose. Because there's no way that's going to work out. You got now you would have three ball dominant players on the same team, which is basically what they had with Reeves, Luca, and LeBron. Three ball dominant players. And the reason why they don't work is because you got three players that doesn't play defense, three players that are ball dominant. Now, if you add Giannis, he would help with the rebounding. He would be another legitimate scorer. And then, of course, this time you would actually have somebody that plays defense. But I think Giannis would get frustrated eventually having to play as hard as he would have to play on defense because LeBron and Luka damn sure ain't gonna play. So they would lose simply off that. And then here's another more important factor: they wouldn't have no shooting on the team. Think about that. You would have no shooting. Luka would be your best shooter, and Luka's not a great shooter. He can shoot all right, but he's not a great shooter. LeBron's a below average shooter, and we all know Giannis can't shoot. So that you ask me, that wouldn't be too great of a team, but I would love to see it happen just so I can clown the LeBron fans. But that's one thing. Let's wait and see what they say. You said you want to jump on? Give me a second. Just drop the link. So let me see. Hold on. See what y'all been saying. The fans booed him and he booed them back, then cried on the bench. That's crazy. Giannis should go to the Heat. Well, Kenny was saying that that's where he's going earlier. I think any team that entertains the Lakers is a trade, and a trade is going to want Doug Funny. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Talia. They definitely going to want Austin Reeves in the trade package. Could you see Giannis in Memphis? Absolutely not. Would I love to see him in Memphis? Sure. But could I see it? No. And the reason why I couldn't see it is because here's another thing that I want to add. What Shams was saying, the Bucks are looking for. Apparently, he said the Bucks are looking for young asset, like basically younger players that has a lot of potential, like young, which Austin Reeves obviously would be, and then of course draft picks. So could the Memphis Grizzlies offer that? Perhaps. But also, here's the most important factor that also has to be considered. Giannis has an expiring contract coming up this next year. So basically, you're not going to want to trade for a player that could just leave you the next year. That's kind of pretty much, it would be a major gamble. Like, unless you feel like unquestionably you could win a championship that year. And to give you a reference to something that where we kind of seen this situation before with is, remember in 2019, the Spurs traded Kawhi Leonard midway through through the season, and they knew he had an expiring contract, but they were convinced that they could convince him to stay. Now they ended up failing at that part, but they did get something out of it because they got a championship. So if we look at Memphis, would they get a great player? Sure. But do I think they would have enough to win a championship? I'm not so sure. It would depend on a lot of things. Who would they give up in order to get him? And if we talking about that, I would say the only valuable pieces that Milwaukee would probably be interested in would be, maybe they would want Ja, maybe, but he's very injury prone, so I kind of think that's kind of crazy. And then Jaren Jackson, it's kind of the same thing. And then I just don't think it makes much sense. So for me, absolutely. And then I don't think you could get Giannis to stay in Memphis. I just don't see it. What's up, B? Yeah, I know who you are. I ain't going front, DeMarcus. Only few teams I could see Giannis play for is Knicks. If I could be wrong, Knicks talking about getting Drew Holiday. So let's look at the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
I think the Knicks wouldn't qualify as far as what Milwaukee wants. See, they would qualify as far as a team that Giannis would be satisfied enough to stay. I think they can convince him to stay because it's New York City. Come on. You go from Milwaukee to New York. That's a major upgrade. But as far as having the right pieces that Milwaukee wants, because I don't think they're going to be, looking at it like, oh, Giannis doesn't want to go there. Oh, Giannis wants to go here, so we'll trade him there. No, they're gonna want something for him. So I don't think because do the Knicks have good players? Yes, they can offer Karl Anthony Towns, they can offer Mikal Bridges, they can offer Josh Hart. They have some good, solid players, but the problem is all of those players are veterans. All of them are pushing 30. They said they want young asset, young star caliber like asset. Like they don't have to necessarily be a superstar, but they want young, like borderline star players plus draft picks. And I don't think the Knicks have that. So that's where the problem would lie. But if they decide to do Giannis a solid and be like, all right, Giannis, you gave us the championship. You've been with us this long. We'll go ahead and trade you to the destination you want to go to. Now, if they do him that solid, sure, New York would probably be his destination. But I don't think it's going to be like that. If I'm the owner, I wouldn't do it. I'm going to be honest. Now, if Steph Curry, if I'm the Warriors owner, and Steph Curry, even though we know he wouldn't ask for a trade, but let's just hypothetically speaking, let's say he did. I would grant that to Steph Curry. You gave us 4 championships. You revolutionized our organization. You made us the highest paid organization in the NBA. So you would deserve it then. But Giannis, you got 1 championship with him. That's cool and all, but is it worth, letting my franchise go down like that? I don't think so. So, it's cool. It's all good with New York. Now, let's look at a couple of other ones. Here's another one that I think people are sleeping on that could get them because they have everything except the only part. Well, you know what? I think they would probably be lacking as far as maybe keeping him, making him want to stay there. But as far as win now, absolutely they have it. And that team is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have everything they need. Young asset, multiple draft picks. Like they have the most draft picks in the NBA right now. So they got so many draft picks that they can offer. A lot of young assets that they can give up to keep him, to get to acquire him. And they would be in win now situation, even though they already kind of in win now situation now. But I would say currently speaking, the Thunder, although they still look impressive, let's be real, they don't look nearly as invincible as they did 2 months ago. So it kind of looks like they could be beaten. You add Giannis down there with them, now you kind of look unstoppable. If you can if you pair up Giannis with Shea, and let's say you manage to keep Jay Williams or Holmgren, and as long as your defense stay, which I don't think the defense would decrease because Giannis is a great defender as well. That could be a team that could offer them exactly what they want. Now let's look at the last one, though, which I think also could be. I think they actually have every last thing that they're looking for. And I know a lot of people probably don't want to hear this because you got some Warrior haters in here, but the Golden State Warriors is absolutely a destination that could work. First off, we know that Giannis loves playing with Steph Curry. They system would work. And then pairing up Steph and Giannis would make them offensively would be like insane. Because somebody that can attack the basket relentlessly like that, and they can't build the wall because you got Steph Curry out there. Because keep in mind, every team that plays Giannis, in order to slow him down, they build the wall and try to force him out the paint and rely on the shooters to, basically have to beat them. You can't do that with Steph Curry out there. You're going to be looking at a long night. So now you got to come up with a totally different defensive plan in order to stop them. And I think especially if they. I don't know if some kind of way they could keep Draymond, but let's just say they can, which I think is possible because they're looking to give up Jonathan Kuminga. They're looking to trade Jimmy Butler. Now, obviously, Jimmy Butler is on the older side, so that's not something that would interest the Bucks. But what could interest them if they threw Jimmy Butler in there, plus they gave up Kuminga and Moody, two younger asset players that's pretty solid, threw in some draft picks. And then what would be good with the Jimmy Butler situation is he has an expiring contract. So they can get rid of his contract easily and then free up some money to sign another bigger player to build around it for the future. Now they could do that. That could possibly work. And I also believe Golden State is a good enough team and California is a good enough, San Francisco is a good enough city that Giannis would be happy with. And he'd be like, yeah, I'll stay. So Golden State is another one. And also Sham reported that Golden State is being very aggressive and they're amongst the top at acquiring them. So could you see John and Giannis playing together in Memphis? I think I already answered that. Imagine if Giannis went to the Knicks. It would be great. I just don't think
you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I just don't think they have they have what the Bucks are looking for to get them to the Knicks. That's the only problem I see lying. But I mean, I don't think it's impossible. Making no sense is the premise to save the budget and save money nowadays. A lot of things don't make sense. It's all about storyline. You could be right. Giannis too could get. You said Phoenix could get nigga. If we could get that nigga, you see, I ain't mentioned it. I just don't think it's a possibility we can land him. But if some kind of way we could, nigga.
I ain't gonna front him and Phoenix probably would be tough though. I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh yeah, we would. But I just don't know how we would be able to get him. That's what I'm saying.
You know what too? I was gonna say, like, just to add in with him going with the Warriors. I think he would fit in that environment just with the whole system shit, like kind of like built up, like with Curry. He's gonna take care of the scoring and shit. And then like if they do keep Draymond Green, then I could see Giannis probably either be the 4 or the 5. It depends though.
He would definitely probably have to play the 5.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, but I ain't going front. Yo, don't you see that Giannis is like, it's kind of almost the same situation as Kevin Garnett, where he was with the Timberwolves?
It's similar. Yeah, very similar.
Yeah. Cause I was like, hold on, it seemed like he in the same situation as Garnett in his years when they were trying to get him with the Celtics and shit. Like it did seem like that. I ain't even going front. But I don't know, man. I could see that though. I could see that.
It's similar because excuse me. It's similar because they've been there so long and then they kind of at the back end of their prime. I would say the years, the age is closer to the same when Kevin Garnett decided to go ahead and leave. Only difference is Giannis already has a championship, and Kevin Garnett didn't. But yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
Now, Phoenix, in order for us to even remotely think about possibly getting this nigga would be, I mean, I don't see us being able to even pull that off without packaging up. I mean, we do have some young players. Do I think we got some young players that Milwaukee would absolutely be interested in? I don't know about that. Like Gillespie is starting to look really good. Mark Williams is solid. Who else we got? Grayson Allen, they already had him before, and he's not young.
Yeah, ain't he still hurt, right?
Grayson Allen?
Yeah.
No, he's back. He was playing yesterday.
Oh shit. Okay. I didn't even see that game.
Yesterday. But yeah. So I mean, I don't know if we have the draft because obviously you wouldn't want to give up Devin Booker to get him because you would want to pair them. And then as far as Dylan Brooks, could you give up Dylan for him? Sure, but would that be enough for would that be enough for the Bucks to pull the trigger on it? I don't know. And then on top of that, with Phoenix Suns fans, bro, we exhausted because we don't try that pairing up superstars bullshit already, and it absolutely didn't work for us. Like we tried it 2 different ways, and it didn't work. To be honest, we were much better when we had one superstar caliber player, and we built around them like two-star caliber players and built around them like that Chris Paul and Devin Booker era we had. That was the best we was at. We actually were pretty damn good there. It was very unfortunate that we ended up getting eliminated by the punk ass Mavericks. I still ain't forgave Luca to this day for that shit. But
I know. That's why you say nothing.
that nigga hurt my feelings that damn year. Right? Nigga, they beat our ass so bad, nigga. At halftime, we was down 30 plus points, damn near 40. I just left the damn house and went to the gym and said, bro, I was just looking for anybody that was a Giannis fan to try to play now. That's how
right.
I was like, bro.
Wow, that's crazy.
Luka fan, sorry. I was like, bro, come on, bro. I got to beat somebody ass. You seen how bad my son's losing? Nigga, I was. Then we was at home too, bro. And then Giannis pissed me off too in 2021. I told y'all that story. How if he would have let us go to Game 7, the final game would have landed on my birthday. I was gonna go to that game, but this motherfucker beat us.
You ain't got to tell. Oh, you ain't definitely got to tell me that. I feel the same. Yo, I feel the same way when he played against the Nets. When they were saying how KD didn't take the shot at the 3-point line, which his foot was basically end the line, and I felt the same way though too. Like that nigga Giannis was wild in that year, so I ain't gonna hold you, man.
Yeah, he was going crazy that year.
But that Luka Booker, that was very entertaining. I like watching them like go back and forth against each other though. I'll say that. Topic. What you think about Nicki Minaj being a Donald Trump number one supporter?
For me, bro, I'm not super into that. I'm not mad at her. I think people need to learn to just let people do what they do, because this is the thing. What I seen her first trending for, this is what I'd seen. She was giving them praise for protecting Christians. That's what I first saw, and people attacked her for that. And when I saw that shit, bro, I was like, bro, y'all at this point just hateful beings. Like, how can you get mad at her because she was saying he did a good thing defending Christians, which a lot of you guys who are saying this are Christians. So what are you mad about? You're only mad because it's Donald Trump. So that's how I see it. I don't give a damn about her. I'm not paying attention to it heavily because it don't really concern me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I go front. I don't like talking about it or anything or being that topic, but I understand like everybody have their opinions and basically it's a free world, so it's a freedom of speech. Like anybody can say whatever they want to say, but I feel like when it's the same thing with Kanye, when he basically was saying that he was a fan of Trump. Everybody was mad at him because he was a fan of Trump, and because of the shit that Trump had did, you know what I'm saying? And so they basically got mad at Kanye. Right. I'm just like, Kanye ain't the one who's doing this. I'm gonna say y'all should be mad at Trump. But I just sit back and just watch. I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah, but you said Dylan Brooks. How does that help Milwaukee? Shit. I mean, like I said, first and foremost, I don't think they're gonna take it. But Dylan Brooks is actually pretty good lately. If y'all, in case you ain't been paying attention, Dylan Brooks has been hooping. Like he's averaging like 22 points per game. He's a
Yeah,
great
he been
defender.
cooking.
He's very annoying when you're not on his team. If you like, he gets under players' skins that can like. I mean, he's a nice player that you would want to have, but do you want to build your team around him? No, he's not that. He's a player that you would want to pair up with another star.
Nah, DeMarcus. This nigga DeMarcus, wow. He on that nigga's ass, boy.
Hold up.
Oh shit. Giannis going to the Heat. I don't know about that. But shit, I mean, shit, you never know. John Moran, you've been talking to Giannis behind the scenes.
All right. Everybody's saying Giannis going to the Heat. I mean, y'all could be right, bro.
But I'm just wondering who they going to get, who they going to give up for Giannis though in the
That's
Heat.
the question.
That's the
That's
question.
the question. Yeah. Like, I don't know. To be honest, bro, I don't pay attention to the Heat like that. What young pieces do they have that's actually good that Milwaukee would be interested in?
I mean, I ain't going front. I don't be keeping up with the Heat games like that either. But
Yeah.
I do like that what's his name? Khalil Weir. That motherfucker is nice. I think this is second year. He like a little nice piece center they got, like
That's what
7 foot.
That's what he just said. He said Tyler Ware. So you talking about Tyler Hero, I guess? Ware and 2 future picks. Tyler is from Milwaukee too. I mean, that could work. Tyler Hero's been injured this year, huh? Because I haven't been hearing about it.
He been off and on.
Now, Ware, I can't say I know a whole lot about him because to be honest, I've been a little MIA when it comes to NBA lately because the shit been, I don't know, bro. It be so mid because players stay not playing and shit like that. And they just and I've been focused on a lot of other shit. Like this second half of the season, I'm gonna pay a whole lot more attention. Like I'm gonna try to do these lives, maybe possibly 5 days a week, covering a lot of stuff that's going on. I'm gonna try to. Obviously stuff can come up, but yeah, because I definitely want to build up my NBA channel more. But yeah, I don't like I said, I don't know. That could be enough. Who knows?
Yeah, because I don't be seeing too much of Tyler Hero this season so far. So he probably been injured and shit. I don't be seeing his name don't even ring bells like that, like for the Heat. Like all I'll be seeing like Bam Adebayo and Khalil Ware. That's all I'll be seeing.
I might say send his ass to Portland. He gonna be bad as hell.
So Portland is crazy. And he got a team up with Dame. That'd be crazy, bro.
Giannis would be mad as hell going to the Pacers too.
Oh hell no!
He gonna be fighting Halliburton's dad and shit.
Facts. We ain't forget about that. We ain't forget about that neither. Yo, that nigga came to the court side, was approaching that nigga. So that nigga ain't even getting like a second to like dap niggas up over there, like with the Pacers. Like that nigga went straight to that nigga.
Yeah, Anton, you could be right. They might just hold out because they did also report that they're not in a rush to trade him. So they could wait off to the summer and trade him off then, where they have more time and better. They have a better position to try to get them out because the dust everybody know where they stand, what they need to, improve their teams and shit like that. So it just might be the summer before they get him off. I would love to see the nigga go ahead and get traded now so that we can know where he's going, and also it'll spark some things up to get, a little excited about. But shit, I guess we're gonna have to see. Giannis going nowhere because they got to move his brothers with him. I don't know how that's going to work. Why the hell do they got to move his brothers with him? That nigga ain't running shit. The owner can trade his ass, and his brothers ain't got to go nowhere.
I mean, they said the same shit about Giannis. His wife and the family was moved to a different state or some shit like that too. When he still stayed in Milwaukee. So I mean, I don't know.
Giannis has say so only because of his leverage.
Right.
He doesn't have a no trade clause, so they can trade him anywhere they want to take him. It's not like he can stop them from trading him. That's not true. What the reason why they're saying he has some say so is because he has an expiring contract. So for any team that try to obtain him, it's very risky because he could just simply leave. You missed the first half of the line where I talked about this, where it's very comparable to the Kawhi situation in 2019. The Raptors took a big risk trading for him because they couldn't guarantee he would stay in Toronto after that season is completed, which he ended up not doing. He left and went to the Clippers. So they would be taking a big risk trading for him, whatever team it is, trading for him if that's not a destination he's willing to stay at. Whatever team he go to he has to re-sign with them. So he has to. That's basically what I was just saying. But like I said, they still can trade him to whoever they want. That has nothing to do with Milwaukee. That has something to do with the other opposing team. Milwaukee can trade him to whoever the fuck they want to. Like they can trade him to goddamn like he was just saying, trade his ass to Portland. Let's say they traded him to Portland because Portland had the assets that they were looking for. Like what's that tall white boy that's been really nice for them lately? For Portland. His name began with an A or some shit. It's a European name.
Yeah,
but anyway.
I forgot his name.
But that guy, he's pretty damn good. Let's say that they was to package him to get Giannis, which I think they decision at this point would be stupid for Portland to do because he's a younger player, and Giannis isn't going to bring you a championship. You don't have anyone to pair him up with. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, hypothetically speaking, they did that. Portland would be at risk because they know very much likely he's going to leave. So it would be stupid for them to give up their star player, the young asset, for a player that's not going to even stay. Remember Giannis and his interview said, "My brothers come with the package. His brother got a new deal, and do you think all three brothers need to stick together and grow apart?" Nigga, if I'm the owner, I'm like, fuck your brothers, nigga. Straight up. Fuck your brothers. And I ain't even trying to sound harsh, but this is business, bro. If the right team offered me the right deal, your ass is getting packaged. If they don't want your brothers with them, oh well. Your brothers can, we'll buy the ass out if we have to and do whatever it is we got to do. But, nigga, you going wherever the fuck we trade you to. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I agree with you, George. He more than likely, he wants to go to a bigger market, which he should. I mean, I know I would if I'm in his shoes. Shit, New York. That's why New York, Miami, Golden State would be cool. Lakers, those teams. Okay, I just got the news with the Miami Heat. That's not. I can let you know what now. These are rumors. What do you mean?
Wait, that Portland guy you was talking about ain't his name is Denny, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's
Then,
nice.
yeah, I for G or something like that. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he's
That
nice.
dude is a baller.
Yeah, he's nice. So I was just throwing a hypothetical out there. Like I said, it would be stupid on Portland's behalf to do that. But just for
I hope not. I really
they're
fucking
not going
hope
to do
not.
that. No organization's that down. But I was just giving a hypothetical of a bad trade. It would be because Giannis is going to leave you. So that's where his leverage lies. So pretty much, only the big market teams can get him, and it would be an actual good trade because that's somewhere he would actually be okay with staying with. And it would, I would say, a big market team that actually is competitive. I mean, competitive because why would you want to go to a big market team that doesn't have a chance of winning? But pretty much at this point, I would say all of them except Miami for all the people that stay in Miami. Miami has the market, the lifestyle and stuff like that, the culture, all of that would be nice in Miami. But they don't have a winning roster, people. I don't think trading Giannis over there would make them a championship contending team, especially with what you would have to give up to get him. They don't even have another superstar caliber player over there right now. Bam is their best player, basically. And you pairing up Giannis and Bam, that's not a winning. You ask me, that's not a championship team. So simply because of that, I would say Miami should be out. It doesn't make sense. Now, Knicks, yes, they have it. If you can some kind of way land him while keeping Jalen Brunson, and let's say you give up Cat, you give up. If you can some kind of way try to keep Mikal Bridges as well, if you can keep Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and you add Giannis, they have a championship contending team. You said Giannis Antetokounmpo for Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, KL Ware. This is coming from Pat Riley. So I don't think. I mean, me personally, I don't think this would get trade. Not for either team, really. Shit. Well, maybe for Miami because like he'll stay there, so you can build after that. Maybe in the off season you add one more piece and now you got it. But if they just simply traded Giannis right now to the Heat, that's not a championship team. For if you get rid of Tyler Hero and Rozier, I didn't even know Rozier was still in the league. I thought he got fucked up with that gambling shit. But anyways, Rozier and Ware's nice, but it's not like I said, it's not a championship team, bro. My opinion. Nigga, the Wizards just dropped the ball in general all the time. The Wizards are just the punk of the league. They stay doing dumb shit. I think the best trade would be to the Knicks for Cat and Mc. Yeah, I think you might be on to something, Coach Red. Yeah. I could see that the Knicks being a good destination. Like I said, the only thing is what would the Milwaukee want the the players that they offer them. If they say yes, as far as that's the talent we want, then yeah, the Knicks would be a great trade destination. Giannis back. You know what? I did forget that Norman Powell is over there. I forgot about that. Norman Powell is over there. I still don't know if that's a championship thing though, but that does change things. They can compete. I'll give them that. They can absolutely compete. Do I think that puts them over the hump? Probably not.
Not really. I mean, shit. Look how they did. Oh, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I don't think so.
It could be a 3-team deal with Giannis ending up with the Clippers. The Clippers, that'd be crazy.
That would be insane.
Yeah, I already covered the Thunder and George. I told people that's the sleeper. The Thunder can offer them whatever the fuck they want. They have the
Oh yeah,
young players.
they got money like that too. So yeah, they can.
Yeah, they got the capital, they got the young players, they got the most draft picks in the entire NBA. Like nigga, they got like 6 first-round draft picks.
But question is though, who you will give for Giannis over there in the Thunders?
That's what. So I talked about that too. Like they even have that. Like think about it. Chet Holmgren right now. Chet Holmgren is what 23 years old, maybe at
Yeah,
best 23.
23. Yeah.
That's a young asset. He's a good player. You can offer him. You got Jay Williams, another young player that's probably around close to the same age, 24 at 45 at the oldest. You obviously don't want to give up Shea, but you can give up Holgram and then throw up a couple of other players plus 2 to 3 first round draft picks. I
But
guarantee
you
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 the
keep
Thunder
you keep
will sign off on that.
no, what you keep Lou Dort?
I mean, I would love to keep him because of his defensive prowess, but I mean that's another piece they could offer. But I would
Yeah.
say keep him. I think if I'm them, I think Holgram would be the one to go because he plays the same position as him, and pretty much you're getting a better version of him to be in win now mode.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And I felt like with Giannis being over there, I think it will help the defense. And maybe on the rebounding a little more over there too.
Yeah, because Holgram's not the greatest rebounder for sure because he's thin.
And it's crazy. He got the height for it though. Like, come on.
Shit, it's the same with goddamn Wemby. Certain nights that nigga get a rebound, certain nights this nigga ain't getting shit. I never understand these modern day skinny ass tall niggas. For one thing, they want to stay outside.
You know what? I ain't gonna front. I'm fine with that if niggas could be outside on the perimeter and shoot. That's cool. But if you're not gonna out rebound and box out your mans, what the heck is you doing in the court?
You said what?
I'm saying you could basically you could shoot out in the perimeter and all that stuff. That's cool. But on the defense side though, it's like what exactly you doing if you ain't boxing your mans out? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta at least do something.
Uh, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you shooting though, this is the thing. You can't get offensive boards because you outside. You can't clean up nothing when you too far away from the rim. And that's the reason why niggas like not Giannis, Wemby and Chet. That's why they don't get that many rebounds because they always outside. I want to see the Bulls trade Kobe White to the Wolves for Rob Dillingham and 2 future picks. Who says no? I don't know. You said the Bulls should hire Darvin Ham. Why did the Bulls need to hire Darvin Ham? I'm not necessarily against it. I'm just curious of why you're saying it.
I actually was gonna ask the same thing because I was gonna say what they got to offer for him. And Rob Dunham actually nice, so I mean,
But I'm gonna go ahead. Let me go ahead and move on to the last topic there. So the last topic I want to touch on before I get up out of here is recently we know LeCap James will not stop capping. That nigga be capping his ass out. So recently he has came out and said that he didn't ask the Lakers organization to draft Bronny. That is insane.
really, nigga, like get out of here.
That's insane. I'm like, bro, anybody with sense knows that this is an absolute lie. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You know good damn well. Like, no team in the league, nigga, no team in the G League. Like, let's say the G League had a draft. They wouldn't draft Bronny. And you're trying to tell me, like, let's say he's not LeBron James' son. They're not drafting Bronny. You mean to tell me that the Lakers just drafted him because, and there's no way you can sell to us that they drafted him because they thought he was a good player. That's absolutely zero chances that that was the case. Now, what was her name? Some Shelbarn. What's her first name? I can't remember. But anyway, she's obviously a Le Clutch client, gotta be, and she's spitting out her lies and creating narratives that LeBron never asked them to do it, but the Lakers just did it because they thought that's what LeBron wanted. But we all know that's a damn lie. At least we should know that that's a damn lie. Because look at all the stuff. See, like I said earlier, LeBron loves to have other people go out and speak for him. He doesn't say it himself so that he can keep his hands clean and like he's just a squeaky clean guy that's not creating drama. But he absolutely is the drama queen. The nigga stays creating that shit like that. And it's crazy that you're telling me that a player that averaged 4.8 points per game in college, they just decided to draft this nigga. That's insane. It's time for the coach to go. He had his time to change team. I'm guessing you're talking about the Chicago coach. Is this the LeBron hate train or I'm jumping on? Oh, I'm jumping on. Y'all hear that podcast with Holly Burton? Nah, I haven't heard nothing about this. Not a LeBron. I ain't gonna lie, I be cooking LeBron, but I don't know if I'll classify him as this is a LeBron hate train. But I definitely be cooking his ass. So but what podcast you talking about with Halliburton? That's crazy. With what's going on in the league, the owners will end player empowerment. Which they should, bro. Which they should. Player empowerment has absolutely destroyed the NBA. Absolutely destroyed it. Like I first started watching the NBA like religiously, like when I really, really became a fan, I would say around 2000. I would say that 04, 05 range, right? That's when I started really watching basketball. So I got to see the peak of Kobe, pretty much LeBron's entire career, and so on and so on. So this nigga LeBron was the one who started the player empowerment shit. And basically, this is the point where they think they can just do what they want and force the owners to give them what they want. And the owners need to start taking their power back. Tell them, no, nigga, you play for us. You stay and put. I don't give a damn what you say. And if you don't play, we're gonna find a way to take it out of your salary. They need to implement that. Like they did a good step moving forward, telling them you have to play 65 or more games in order to qualify for all NBA or any, accolades. But at the same time, they need to take it a step further. Like, nigga, if you don't play, if you're sitting out games and you're not significantly hurt, we're going to deduct that from your pay. So you ain't about to force your way out just because you decide you're not happy no more. That's bullshit. Honestly, that's female shit. Keep it 100 with you. Very feminine way of thoughts. Like it's not often that you hear men, "Oh, I ain't happy no more," leave. When you already have an obligation to, do some work with whatever the place that you're working at. Stuff get tough, oh, it's time to leave. That's bullshit.
No, that shit, that do be bullshit though.
And like, bro, I remember growing up, like I said, watching basketball in the early 2000s, well, mid 2000s when I started more so, but mid 2000s and 2000, I would say a good portion of at least half of the 2010s, right? You didn't have to worry about whether or not a player was playing. You didn't have to worry about that. You knew Kobe was suiting up. You knew Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, all those players during that era, you knew they were playing. The only way they weren't playing is if they were injured. Like if you seen them, he messed he had a really bad ankle roll, or let's say he tore his ACL or whatever. We're like, okay, we know they can't play through that. Bam, they're not playing. So so you won't have to purchase your tickets way ahead of time and worried about, damn, is he gonna play or is he not? You didn't have to worry about this shit. Today's time, like, bro, you can buy a ticket months ahead of time. Let's say you get a Lakers Warriors game. Then you got to worry about, damn, LeBron ain't even playing. Like, say you're a LeBron fan and he decide he gonna take off that guy. That's bull. Like that shit is so ass.
I ain't gonna front. I think that whole low management thing too is whack.
Yeah, it's garbage. And it don't work. That's the craziest part. Like Michael Jordan called it out earlier in the year. He said it shouldn't be needed, and it shouldn't. You're talking about it's supposed to help, but the thing is, these players are getting injured more than ever. But me personally, to go deeper into the science of it, I don't think it's necessarily what I think it is. I think it's the nutrition. I think it's the food we eat. I believe back in the day we were actually eating real food, like the Michael Jordans and stuff of the world were eating real food. Like when they ate meat, beef, chicken, it was actually beef and chicken. You feel me? When they eating, carrots and fruits and veggies and all that shit that they were eating, it was real. So they got the real nutrition in order to stay strong and healthy. Now we're eating fake GMO lab grown bullshit that their bodies can't sustain the wear and tear that they're going through. That's why their bodies are collapsing. So to be fair to the players of today, I think that's a major thing. The reason why they're not as healthy.
Shit, look at with Kobe when he was going through that case, and he still played.
Exactly. Nigga
Like
came straight from court and wanted to play.
that was the thing about with Kobe. Kobe had the mentality where like none of that outside of the basketball shit ain't gonna distract him. Long as that he got the basketball in his hand, he's ready to go out there and fucking work. He's gonna ready to put out. He's gonna ready to put in that work. Like whether he had good games, bad games, you can't underestimate his work. That motherfucker came there. Like that's like saying like you gonna come you gotta come and work at probably like what, like 7 o'clock, right? That motherfucker there at 6:30. that nigga's there early.
Kyrie and Giannis would be nice, bro. There's no way I can see it being done without maybe Kyrie moving to wherever Giannis is at. And bro, this is crazy what you're saying. You said the owners act like slave owners, but LeBron took the power from them. LeBron always play out his contract and never requested a trade. Nigga, that part is true. I'll give you that last part. The second part, the first part you said, that's some bullshit. You saying that the owners act like slave owners? Okay. I mean, it's the business, bro. That's what you signed up for. Let's say that's true, but that's what you signed up for. You saying he took the power into his hand? Yeah, he did. But what I'm saying is it fucked up the league, nigga. It made the players be entitled and thinking they always whining and pouting instead of manning the fuck up and playing the game, trying to get better every summer. You over there looking to get traded and make a super team so that it can be unfair odds than to actually compete to make. I'm just keeping that shit 100. Like, bro, when he did that, it fucked up the league because and then Michael Jordan actually talked on this too before it got bad. When they was offering these players all this money early in their careers, he said that's not a good thing because you're not making them earn it. And when you don't make them earn it, now they're gonna be relaxed, and that's exactly what the fuck happened. All these players relaxed and stuff, not tripping because they already got guaranteed money. Opposed to like, hey, if you want this money, you want the bag. Y'all can hear me now? Y'all can hear me now, right?
Yeah, we hear you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he was saying it in the comment. But yeah, my mic head came out. But anyways, they were now that they got guaranteed money, they're not worried about, oh, if I don't do this, I'm not gonna get paid. If I don't play tonight, if I keep sitting out, and trying to force my way out, I'm not gonna get paid. Like, they're not worried about that shit no more because they have gotten full control. And Adam Silver is just terrible, bro. Now that nigga, he destroyed the league too. This because he the one allowed this player empowerment bullshit. Plus, he also was the one who took out the hand check rule and freedom of movement and all this extra bullshit that he added in order to make the players score more. And it's also tricking the younger fans to believe that the newer generation is just simply better. The reason why they're scoring more points and lasting longer when it has nothing to do with that. But I get it. As a corporation and a business, you want to sell to the viewers that this is the greatest thing that they've ever seen, and this is the best product that's out there to offer. You do want to sell that to the viewers, so I get that part. it's good for business, but it backfired to a degree because the viewership is lower than it as it's ever been. Nobody wants to watch a bunch of players sit out all the time. They always hurt. Players always getting traded to another team all the fucking time. No loyalty, no real competitiveness. You can't even say you got real rivals like that because the teams are always switching up. Do this mean anything? Giannis just put up one of his houses in Milwaukee up for sale. Rumors keep that in mind. I mean, yeah, I think it means a lot. I think he wants to absolutely be out. It just when is it going to be this by the trade deadline, or is it going to be by, or is it going to be by the summer? Karl Anthony Towns went to the front office and Mike Brown. An accident. Is he going to get traded? No response. You think you should have did that? I mean, I would say the Knicks is absolutely looking to move him because they're looking at him as a defensive liability. Like he's having a hard time, especially when in pick and roll action and they get him out there on that island. He can't deal with any of the guards that puts him there. And he's not really doing much of a resistance in the low post. Like he's not protecting the paint very well. Plus, he's shooting like damn near for sure. This is a season low for him. Like this is probably the lowest he's ever shot from three, at least in a while. He's not shooting very well from the three. So yeah, they're definitely looking to move him. He said, anytime when a player like Grayson Allen scores 50, the league is trash. Hold up. I'm a Suns fan, man. You can't be going too hard on Grayson Allen, but 50? Hold on, let me check that. Grayson Allen didn't drop no 50. I would have heard about that. I haven't been watching all the games, you know what I'm saying, heavily like that, but come on. Grayson Allen 50? That's kind of crazy. Who each go 50?
I did saw that too. That's
I definitely agree with you that a league where he dropped 50 is crazy. I mean, I was saying that about Austin Reeves when they was overrating the hell out of him, talking about Austin Reeves scoring 50. I was like, bro, Austin Reeves in the 90s would be a bench warmer at best. In the 2000s, he'll be a role player at best.
Yeah, I might say, yeah, he definitely would be a role player. I must, he definitely wouldn't be no starter or none of that.
Yeah, because all he does is he try to bait them into drawing those little garbage, soft ass fouls, which makes it more challenging to guard you because they can't touch you. And then you are basically forced to let him dribble freely the way he wants, shoot his shots, and you basically at his mercy to whether or not he's making the shots or not. You try to get a little physical with him. They call foul. This nigga shoot 15, 20 free throws. Get out of his 20, he make at least 17 of them motherfuckers. He got 17 points from that. He can shoot the three pretty well. Keep in mind, you can't hound him like you would back in the older days. So he can manage to get 50 points. But if in the league in the 2000s where hand checking is allowed and stuff like that, and that freedom of movement bullshit is not there, Austin Reeves is not doing that shit.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to say because the '90s niggas wasn't even never doing that. So if you would have did that at that time,
Nigga, I still
like
ain't seen the game. Grays and Atlas scored 50. You talking about this year? I'm looking for that shit.
I'm about to look. I'm about to look for my DMSL too. The fuck? Wait, when?
Just ask on Google, like, Grays and Allen's career high. Yeah, that nigga didn't score 50, but he got down close. I feel what you mean. He had 42 um, on November the 8th of this past year in the game against the Pelicans. But I feel what you mean. What's good, Buggies?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see that too. He scored 42. Yeah, yeah, that's close.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, either way, yeah, the league is trash, bro. No doubt. There's no in here players like him supposed to be dropping 42. And then, but I ain't gonna lie though, bro. Low key, Drayson Allen do be working out. Like he be doing some shit that I be like, damn, that shit was kind of nice. No, for real. I be like he still got some good footwork. And he can shoot the shit out the mud. So I can see how it's possible, but like niggas like Austin Reeves be like consistently dropping, like doing before LeBron came back, bro. This nigga was like dropping 30, 40, 50. Like, bro, there's no in no world should this nigga be allowed able to drop numbers like that. And like I said, in the years 2010 and back, he wouldn't be able to do it. Really, I'll say 2005 and back. Because that's when 2005 is the first year, the 04-05 year is the first year they put in the no handshake rule. Lakers playing the Cavaliers right now too. Shit. Let me see who's winning that shit. Lakers up. I bet LeBron getting off on them. Nah, that bomb ain't got shit. He got 4 points. That's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front the Cavs is another one too. They be having their ups and downs this season.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened to them. I guess it's injuries because it looks like Mobley not playing again tonight. Shit is wild.
I'm about to say lately Mobley be having some good games, but half of them he been doing some weird shit though too.
Yeah,
Like
Mobley. And I don't see what's the other dude name? The point
who,
guard.
Darius Garland.
Yeah, there's Garland out and shit. He ain't playing.
Yeah, I'm saying they talking about trading him in the future too. I'm like,
Darius
damn.
Garland. Yeah, he done
Mhm.
definitely fell off. Yeah, I'm very interested to see this deadline for sure to see who pick up what. Cause I feel for the Warriors, man. I hope they can land somebody. I'm just saying. My nigga Steph, he going out bad right now, bro. Niggas getting hurt on him. He having 38 point nights, 42 point nights, and losing. Like I'm tired of seeing my nigga go through that, bro. Give him a little help out there. And he the only player that's been loyal to the Sawyer, man. I just need him to go ahead and get that 5th ring, which I know a certain fan base is praying their ass off that it don't happen because they know it's not gonna look good for they fake GOAT case.
Yeah, yeah, you better call Giannis. Yeah,
Talking
you
about
better
team,
you better call Giannis.
what team do you think really need that first round pick for 2027? You said talking about tanking their teams. What team do you think really need that first round pick? Shit. Let me see. Judging by what we sitting at now, bro. Let me look through these teams. Because it's crazy. Like some of the teams that's at the bottom like that, they ain't as bad as they team looks like. It's just
Shit, it might be. I think it'll be the Wizards again.
now, yeah. See, the Wizards is one of them things. They actually as bad as they look. Like
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy though too because Trae Young not even playing. So if if they would have moved right along like in the next season, right?
They just got that nigga. It's crazy.
Yup, that's the crazy part. Now I think they're gonna move on from that nigga too for the next season because they're gonna try to the tank again. I think that's what's gonna happen.
So the teams that I think is actually as bad as they look. Brooklyn is actually as bad as they look. Washington is actually as bad as they look. But see, here's the crazy part. Indiana is at the bottom of the East, but we know Indiana is better than what they're looking at. It's just injuries is making them bad like that. I think it was unfortunate that they ended up losing Miles Turner, but as long as Halliburton can come back the same, they're gonna be better than what it is. So if they fuck around and get their number one draft pick, that would help them tremendously because now you get a good rookie. Plus your team is about to be whole. They can be back in the race. Then you look at the West side. I mean, Memphis is not as bad as they look, but the same can be said for Dallas. It's just more so injuries, and for Memphis, I think it's a chemistry thing. John Morant don't want to be there. But as far as the talent wise, I don't think there's obviously Dallas because Anthony Davis. What else is new? He always hurt, but if he's available, that's a good player. Kyrie has been out the whole year. Cooper Flag is looking promising. So Dallas don't need it, but hey, they could fuck around and get it. Utah is as bad as they look. Utah is actually pretty fucking bad. I mean, marketing is pretty nice, along with Kenyon Murray. He's solid, but I mean, them niggas ass. It's crazy that Sacramento is bad as they are. I mean, I know Sabonis got injured for a significant amount of time during this season, but like, damn, bro, 12-36. And it makes my boy Russ look bad because he's having a decent year this year. And New Orleans, I've been saying this is crazy. I've been saying the moment that nigga was drafted, I said that nigga's a bomb. He's a bust. I don't know why the fuck y'all hyping this nigga up. And
Man, it's time to move on. It's time to move on from that nigga.
I said it from the beginning. I said that fat fuck is not gonna do shit. I don't know why the fuck y'all hyping this nigga. They was talking about the next LeBron. I said, nigga, and y'all know I'm not a LeBron fan like that. I said, bro, put some respect on LeBron now. This nigga is not the next fucking LeBron. Y'all got him fucked up.
They said that about Ben Simmons.
We talked about.
They said the same thing about Ben Simmons too. That he's the next LeBron. I said, man, y'all need to stop. Stop it, please.
True, but I would say Ben Simmons had a better chance than Zion. And the reason why is because I'm looking at him. I'm like, bro, outside of bone rushing his way to the hole, he doesn't really have no game. And what I was the most concerned about, I was like, bro, looking at his body frame, I was like, bro, he's not going to last. And sure enough, the nigga was always getting hurt. He had injuries. I mean, he had weight issues. All the things that I thought was looking at it to be I was questioning was an issue. Now, Ben Simmons, at least he was in shape. And, he could do other things outside of bone rushing to the hole. Like, he was a good defender. He was athletic. He can distribute the ball. It's just like, it seems like after that Hawks series, that nigga just lost it. He lost all of his confidence. I don't know how it dismantled him the way it did, but yeah, he lost it all after that damn Hawks series. But yeah, Zion Williamson, I knew he was going to be a bust. Yeah. He duped the fuck out of them. And then they were having the nerve to talking about the Suns should put up a trade package to go after Zion. I said, bro, if y'all do that, I might have to die. After all my years, I've been a Suns fan for 20 plus years. I said, bro, I will abandon ship if y'all do that. You're gonna finally make one of y'all loyal fans leave the damn team. Do not trade for that bomb.
I ain't gonna front. I think the only team I could see Zion be a part of is probably the Charlotte Hornets. That's the only team I could see him in. Like other teams, nah, I don't see him. Like for real, like I don't think Zion's not that good.
I mean, he could be part of their culture. A bunch of buses that's injured. They could have do a bunch of what else on one team.
Yo, exactly what it is. But at least LaMelo is probably the better one.
Major what if? LaMelo is nice. That's the crazy part. LaMelo is really nice, but this nigga can never stay healthy either. So he's a what if. And Brandon Miller is getting hurt here and there, so he's damn near part of the crew too. That'd be crazy as fuck. Hold on. This man said Curry isn't winning another championship unless it's on 2K. That's on 4 and them's grave. All right. That was up. You know, they said this several times before, and he never kept winning. So I'm gonna tell you this. If they land Giannis Antetokounmpo, I'll bet you anything. I'll bet you 1,000 to your 100 they win it. That's how confident I'll be. Unless an injury happens. If an injury happens, then all bets are off. But if they land that nigga, you best believe they gonna dominate, nigga.
Damn, Giannis with the Timberwolves, that would be nasty work.
Yeah, it would. There'll be a very physical nigga. They would dominate down low. It would be so crazy.
But my only biggest issue, though, that's not even an issue. Do you think that with Giannis playing for the Timberwolves, do you think his ability or skills and everything will overshadow Kevin Garnett's legacy when he was playing for the Timberwolves?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I said, do you think with Giannis playing for the Timberwolves, you think his his playing ability would be probably better than Kevin Garnett when he was playing for them?
Would it be better? Credibility wise? No.
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett is a legend with Minnesota.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they retired his jersey and everything. If Giannis goes there, unless he finds a way to deliver them multiple championships or something, they're not retiring his jersey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like as long as he goes over there, all you gotta do is just be you. That's all.
Now, Ant, if he stays there long enough, perhaps. But I think in order for Giannis to go, let me see. Obviously, let's just say if hypothetically him going there, they would have to give up Julius Randle. Like, there's no way I'll see him stand. Julius Randle would have to get packaged, and then Jay McDaniels perhaps put him in the package. But I just don't see it happening. It would be a good team, but I don't see it happening because one thing, Minnesota's not a destination players want to go to. It's cold as fuck there, for one thing. And obviously what's going on with all the ice raids and stuff and Giannis being from I can't see Giannis want to go there. Keep in mind, like I said, it's cold as fuck there. He ain't going there.
Yeah, I don't know about that shit. Hell no.
Now, Giannis to the Spurs would be legit. That could happen. I think they got everything they need to package. It's a nice place to be. It's a cool market to be in. You know, it's warm. And San Antonio can be, it's not California or Miami. You know, it's not LA or Miami like weather, but it's cool. You feel me? It's a winning franchise and stuff like that. Pair them up with Wemby, and then if you can manage to keep them and get them, yeah, that'd be super legit. Carlos Bruiser, two twin sons going to the NBA. Gilbert Arenas' son going to the NBA. Carmelo Anthony's son going to the NBA. Bryce James is not going to the NBA. Nigga, stop it. Which one going to have a high nigga? Why would you even include Bryce James with the other players that you name? I was with you with all the ones that you named. Bryce James is sorrier than his fucking bigger brother. How the fuck is you gonna name this thing? The only way Bryce James enters the NBA is if LeBron is able to successfully finesse the fuck out of another team and get them to draft him. And the Lakers had already made it crystal clear at this point they're not doing it. So he would have to move to another team, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want Bronny to be there by himself. So he would have to take Bronny with him and then successfully finesse another team to draft his other bum ass son. And I hate to say it like this, but bro, Bryce is worse than Bronny. That nigga sucks.
Yeah, I ain't even going front. I only think Brown ain't gonna be in the league as soon as Bryce get to the league. I'm gonna keep it 100. I think he's gonna be out the league.
You're right. It is cold in Milwaukee. That's why he went another incentive for him to get the fuck out of there. So why would he want to move to another place where it's cold as fuck? He only was cool with Milwaukee because they drafted him. But if he's gonna voluntarily leave, nigga, he's not going nowhere where it's cold as fuck like that. New York is cold as fuck, but it's a different market. You should,
Right.
like I said, if he's gonna move to another cold ass place, like I'm not saying that being cold is a major factor, but I'm just saying if you have the option to go to a bigger market and it's warm, you're gonna choose that instead of a smaller market where it's cold as fuck. But yeah, back to Bryce, like bro, I seen some. I was watching some of his games and stuff, bro. I was like, yeah, this nigga ain't it. Now, Carlos Bruiser sons are legit. Gilbert Arenas' son is legit. Carmelo Anthony's son is legit. They could, if they wanted to declare, perhaps they could possibly get drafted and be justified. They could actually make it in, and it won't be no kind of nepotism. But I think what he said that they might stay. Go ahead and get them another year under their belt to make sure they're ready. Then come to the league because I mean it's no rest, bro. Because this is the thing that's sad about Bronny. He never really got the opportunity to develop. That's the truth. And the reason why he didn't get the opportunity to develop, you can argue two different things, in my opinion. I think, for one thing, LeBron didn't allow him to develop because he wanted to make sure he got him in. Now, the reason he wanted to make sure he got him in, I could argue two different things. One, I think LeBron really wanted him in the league for his career to be able to say he had his son play with him. That's part of his dream. But honestly, I don't think that's too big of LeBron's dream. But hey, that's neither here nor there. I could be wrong. But another thing is I think LeBron knew he had the most leverage, the year that Bronny was drafted. So he had to make sure he did it then because now he had a contract coming up and stuff like that. He could possibly leave. So he was like, look, you draft my son, I'll stay. Because at that time, the Lakers needed him to stay. He was pulling in a whole lot of revenue. They needed another superstar player. So they were like, he got the leverage. Cool. We're going to go ahead and just draft him with the second round draft pick. So he was like, if I wait, then, and let's say he go ahead and sign his contract and Bronny waited to the second year. Let's say the next year in college, he's now averaging, for the sake of argument, let's just say he have a breakout year. Let's say now he's averaging 12 to 15 points per game. Now he may be looking like he's possibly NBA ready, right? Even though I doubt he could average 12 to 15 points per game. That's just my opinion. I don't think he could. But let's just say he did. He averaging around that, and let's say he averaged like 6 assists or something. That's NBA worthy. He was still not a lottery pick player, but now you can justify, okay, I see how he made it into the league. And you can also go with the potential, hey, this is LeBron James' son. So the potential is high, right? But like I said, he felt like if he would have did that and he didn't have that leverage because his contract is already signed, now the Lakers might say, no, he's not ready. We're not drafting him. And then the same was done with Bryce. He has to find a team that he can attach himself to, that he'd be like, hey, I'll come there if you draft my son, Bryce. And I think that's what he's going to pull for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's going to go back to Cleveland and be like, look, I'll play here, play out my final year. Because I think next year, I believe, will be his final year. He's going to play 24 seasons. He's going to play his final year with his last son. Say, hey, if you draft my son, Cleveland, I'm coming back. Play out my last year. Whether we win or lose, this is it for me. Give him the farewell tour. He retired with the team that drafted him. And he got his last son in. I don't think none of those sons are leaving early. Oh, yeah, I just read that. LeBron going back to the Cavs. Yeah, that's what I just covered. So, pretty much that's about what I had to say about this. Let me see. We about right at that 2-hour mark. So, yeah, about where I anticipated how long I wanted to go. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to be back for the UAN after hours. We're going to have power segment and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to catch you guys in about another 2 hours or so.